In today's video, we are going to look at our memory structure and unique strategies to help you memorize and understand whatever you are studying. Welcome to Life Lessons channel. Let's dive in without any further ado. Contrary to the common misconception that we only use 10% of our brain, research shows that the human brain is capable of storing an absolutely staggering amount of information. Studies have found that the brain can store information corresponding to 2.5 million gigabytes of digital memory. Basically, there are three types of memory: short-term memory, long-term memory, and sensory memory. Short-term memory, also known as working memory, is the information we're currently focused on and manipulating, like a mental scratch pad. Long-term memory. This is where information is stored for the long haul, from facts and experiences to skills and procedures. The capacity of long-term memory is essentially unlimited. Sensory memory. This is the initial, instantaneous recording of sensory information before it enters short-term memory. So what's the point of all of this? Now the key is to move information from short-term memory to long-term memory through the use of memory techniques. In this video, I am going to share with you some unique strategies that you can use to help you effectively memorize and understand materials you read or study. The strategies I will discuss now have made me effective in my studies for almost half of my life, and has scientific backup to them. You can customize them to fit your preferences. Let's dive in. The first and foremost strategy, and perhaps the most underrated one, is to trust your brain. If you want to memorize something, all you have to do is to trust your brain that it can and should memorize it. This gives the brain the responsibility that it should hold on to it for later use. When we trust our brain's capacity to memorize something, it can create a positive self-fulfilling prophecy. By believing that the brain should memorize something, you're essentially signaling to your brain to allocate more resources and attention towards the encoding and consolidation of that information. This mindset can activate neural pathways and cognitive strategies that facilitate better memory encoding and retrieval. So next time, instead of searching for pen and paper, use this strategy. The second strategy is nothing but to eat. Without an adequate supply of glucose, the brain may struggle to support the metabolic processes involved in memory formation, consolidation, and retrieval. I have seen students continuously studying without any food and drink, but trust me, the information hasn't sunk into their mind. Prolonged studying without replenishing glucose levels can lead to mental fatigue, reduced focus, and impaired cognitive abilities, including memory. The third strategy is to use spaced repetition. Why? Because it takes advantage of the natural forgetting curve. By revisiting the information at intervals, you can identify what has been forgotten and relearn it, further solidifying the memories. The fourth strategy is to use music effectively. When learning new material, it is preferred to study in a quiet place, but when revising it, you can use music as a background. When initially learning and encoding new information, it is generally preferred to study in a quiet, distraction-free environment. When it comes to revising or recalling previously learned material, the use of background music can be beneficial. The familiarity and predictability of the background music can provide a sense of comfort and stability, allowing the brain to access and retrieve the previously learned content more easily. Let's get to our final strategy, and the most important one: sleep and rest. Sleep is essential for the consolidation of memories and the transfer of information from short-term to long-term memory. In sleep, the brain undergoes a process of memory reactivation and strengthening, which helps to solidify the neural connections and cement the learned material. Lack of sleep or disrupted sleep patterns can impair this crucial memory consolidation process, leading to reduced information retention and recall. So what are you waiting for? I recommend you use these strategies for a better performance in your studies. Don't forget to like and comment on this video if you find it helpful.